Now, I'm no BMW mechanic, but catastrophically flooding the electrical system on a $150,000 BMW i8 probably isn't a good thing. How's it going, guys? Dylan from Luxury Lives On, and I hope everyone's doing well today. This is a model of our BMW i8. Look, it's pretty cool. It even has little doors that go up. It's a model because, well, as you can tell from the title of the video, our BMW i8 has potentially been totaled from catastrophic water damage. Case in point, it's no longer sitting in our driveway. So here's the story of what the hell happened. Now, this whole time could be summed up by one word: condensation.
Ellen, there's moisture on the outside of my glass.
It's condensation, Johnny.
But what about the fog on the windows?
It's not fog, Johnny. It too is called condensation.
Condensation.
You see, over time we were starting to notice, well, water building up on the inside glass of the trunk lid for our BMW i8. Now, we didn't think much of this because, well, cars are notorious for having issues with condensation. My Aston Martin, for instance, develops it on the taillights, and usually it can be explained because of, well, temperature differentials or a little bit of water getting in and it's basically getting stuck in there. So we didn't really think much of it. We were going to take it to the dealership, but we just didn't get around to it, and then suddenly we had to go to San Francisco for a business trip. Naturally, we took our BMW i8 to the airport and left it over there for 2 days. Now, flash forward 2 days. We get off the plane, we're exhausted, it's dark, and we just wanted to get in the i8 and get the hell home. So we were driving on the highway, and then suddenly we hear a thud noise. It was almost like we hit a pothole. It was really weird, slightly concerning, but you know, it's a low car, streets sometimes suck, maybe we hit something, and we just kept on driving. Alright, now at this point, we are literally around the corner from my house. I can see the house in the distance, and then suddenly the car kind of cuts out with its power. It goes into something called limp mode, and for those of you who don't know what limp mode is, it's essentially something the car uses to protect itself when something is going really wrong in the engine. And basically it limits the capabilities of the car. So when you're flooring it, it basically felt like it had 20 horsepower. Now flash forward 3 seconds later, we get a big thing popping up on the screen saying drivetrain malfunction. Now, for those of you who have seen that in a BMW, you're literally shitting your pants at that point. Now at this point we are obviously very concerned, and we just wanted to get the car safe in our driveway and figure it out, well, when it was stationary. However, our driveway sucks. It's a very steep, very long, and very sloping driveway, and, well, as I said to you, the car basically felt like it had 20 horsepower. So in order to get up the driveway, we were basically flooring it, and it was just trying to barely climb and climb and climb. It felt like it was gonna last forever, and I was scared because, well, we didn't want to leave our i8 on the side of the road, and we really wanted to get it tucked away and safe. So, finally we made it up. It was sitting in our driveway. We get out of the car, close the doors, and then both windows immediately drop like nothing was holding them. Now, very much at this point, we were like, something might be very bad. It's fair to say that a lot of weird things were going on, and well, we were really worried because this is a very expensive, nice car that seems to have catastrophically shut down. And we were going to the trunk to get our bags, and this is where everything connected. You see that condensation-ridden trunk? Well, it got way worse because when we opened it, the trunk was flooded with water. In fact, all of our bags were soaking wet, and this rag that we were using to wipe the condensation off each day or night was soaking wet, as you can see. Now, I'm no BMW mechanic, but catastrophically flooding the electrical system on a $150,000 BMW i8 probably isn't a good thing. Now, naturally, the next step we had to do was get the damn thing towed because, well, there was nothing we could do with it at that point. We wanted to take it to BMW and figure out what the hell was going on. So BMW sent a guy over to tow it, and he told us something rather interesting. You can't just drag a BMW i8 like some traditional tow trucks do where the back wheels are rolling. Because what that will actually do is charge the battery, and because the car isn't on, it won't harness that charge, and therefore it could cause a catastrophic fire, and then the car not only will have to suffer from flooding, but it could probably blow up, which is maybe a bit worse actually. So while he was towing it, he had to put it on a flatbed, and I have to say it was kind of crazy watching it go because at this point, you know, we didn't know if we were ever going to see it again. Alright, so BMW gave us a loaner car and 3 weeks went by without us really knowing anything. Really a goddamn plane? Where do I live, on a base? It's happening so often. But eventually we ended up getting a service paper that explains, well, everything. You see, the seal around the trunk lid had failed, allowing the water obviously to seep in. Something I probably could have figured out. But the next part is what made everything difficult. You see, they had to totally take apart the car and found that, well, there was over 2 inches of water in the trunk. And that water caused basically the modules that control the drivetrain to fail. So, pretty hilariously, a 50-cent part almost totaled a $150,000 car. Now, this really only caused about $7,000 in damage with replacing those electrical systems, wiring, things like that, and the trunk obviously as well. But we came to a pretty scary conclusion that just like when you get in an accident with your car, things are never the same, things creak. And specifically with an electric-based car with this type of severe water damage, we were scared we were going to encounter more and more problems as things went on. Plus the lease was practically off. We had put over 40,000 miles on the car. So we came to a deal with BMW, and well, they were incredibly gracious and kind and took the car back. We absolutely loved our BMW i8, don't get me wrong, and this is not to insult BMW in any way whatsoever. This is just an account of the experience we had with the car. Apparently it's never happened with any other car, and it was over a fluke part failing. But it ended up allowing us to, well, use a car, enjoy a car, and not have to keep it in the end. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you did like it, give it a like. If you want to see more of my content, please do subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Peace!